Hey, what's up everybody? I'm KB Kwan. Welcome back to our channel Taste of Asian Food. Today I'm excited because I want to share with you one of my all-time favorite recipe. It is a recipe of the Malaysian curry chicken, which has been used in our restaurant for more than 20 years, and it is one of the most popular and in demand recipe all the time. So in these videos I want to show you how do we prepare it in the restaurant and some modification that we need so that it can be make it much easier and simpler at home. Let's get started. Before I start, I want to share with you the ingredient that is required for this recipe and in brief how are we going to prepare it. So these are the ingredients that are required. Okay, over here these are the ingredients, and we have the chicken to be marinated with some light soy sauce and then coated with some flour, some corn flour, and then to be deep fried after that. Similarly, we have some potatoes and to be deep fried also. And over here we have some oil, onion, chili and ginger. So these four items we will blend by using electric blender to make it into a curry paste. The lemongrass we'll put into the curry to cook with the curry to infuse the flavor into the gravy. And over here we have the curry powder. This is the Malaysian style curry powder, and some chili powder. The amount of chili powder is as you wish. You can put more or less, depends on how spicy you want. Some salt, some sugar, and lastly some fresh coconut milk. Let's start with the chicken that has already been cut into large chunks, and then add the light soy sauce and some cornstarch into it and mix it well. Let it marinate for at least 2 hours or half a day, or even overnight if you can't. And the potatoes cut into pieces like that. Put it in water so that it will not change color, as if we don't do it, it can be oxidized quickly and the color will change. Then after that, I'm going to deep fry this potato just like the chicken. Next, I want to make a curry paste, and these are the ingredients. The chili that I have already chopped and remove the seeds. The ginger into small pieces, onion into chunks, and a few tablespoons of vegetable oil. As for the lemongrass, we have the option either to just leave it as it is, just like what I'm going to do today, put it into the curry while I'm cooking the chicken and let the flavor infuse into the gravy. Or alternatively, I can cut it into small pieces and put it inside here to be part of the curry paste. And that's it. I've blended the chili, onions, the ginger, and with some oil to become a curry paste. The next step is to fry the potatoes. Once the color of the potato has changed slightly like that, you can remove the potatoes and continue deep fry the next batch of the potatoes. And after frying the potatoes, I also deep fry the chicken for a short while to give it an extra flavor. And again, it is additional or optional step. You may not want to do that at home. It really depends whether you want to do that, but definitely if you deep fry it, the flavor is much better. Now let me explain to you again why I want to deep fry the potatoes and also the chicken. It always gives you a better taste if you deep fry the potatoes and the chicken. and we always do it in the restaurant. But if you want to do it at home, is a trade-off whether you want to do it. If you want to do it, fine, go ahead, you get a better taste. If you don't want to do it, then you have some advantage. That is, the process is simpler and it is healthier, it's less oily. So it's really up to your choice. And the second thing is about the curry powder. I'm using the store-bought curry powder today to cook it at home. In the restaurant, I used part of this and part of our own blend of the curry powder. So that will give us a unique flavor in the restaurant. And if you want to cook it at home, I always think that it is better to make it simpler. Just use the store-bought curry powder, because if you take too much time to prepare the curry, you may not enjoy that process anymore. So it is really, again, it's up to you. I will leave the link to the curry powder that we use in the restaurant in the description below the video. Now let's put the curry paste into the wok or a large skillet. Remember, we use oil to blend this onion, chili, and ginger. So I'm not going to add any oil into the wok anymore at this moment. I don't need to do that. Let it cook for a while. When the amount of the chili paste has been reduced nearly by half, now it's getting very dry. Most of the moisture has already evaporated, and now the paste has already become very fragrant. So now what we can do is to add some water and include the curry powder and the chili powder, more water, and that will form the base of the curry. Now season it with salt and sugar. And then return the chicken to the wok. Now add the curry leaves and the bashed lemongrass. Now wait until the gravy is returned to a boil, and let's simmer the chicken over low heat for about 20 to 25 minutes until the chicken is fully cooked. Halfway cooking the chicken, add the potatoes. And the coconut milk, and then continue cooking until the potatoes are soft and the chickens are soft. Cook the chicken for about 20 minutes and it should be done. If you really want to make sure, just use the kitchen thermometer and check. The temperature should be slightly over 72 degrees Celsius. Okay. Alright, that's how to make the Malaysian style chicken curry. And this is a recipe that I've been using for the restaurant for many years. And if you like this recipe, you can get it at the description below the video, and I will also include the recipe at the end of this video for your convenience. So please subscribe, tap the notification, and give me a thumbs up. And if you want to know more about this curry recipe, you can visit my food website tasteasianfood.com for more information. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again in some other similar video soon. Bye for now.